jokes on anyone?
Ikera, I once sold a water globe to a Mataru priest. It was filled with live fish.
It doesn't sound like much of a joke.
The trick was letting the sculpture break down while he slept with it over his head.
Oh, I'm getting so many ideas right now. How would you feel about betraying the Watcher's trust?
I heard that, says Fedoran. Hello everybody and welcome once again to some more Pillars of Eternity 2. And here we are outside the Wild Mare for a second day running, having just returned from the... we'd rather forget what it was called. The Gullet, yeah. The less unfortunate and more shady part of town, yes. Just off camera, we had a little bit of a set too in the Wild Mare. The tavern keep recognised Takeu as somebody that's caused problems there in the past. Drunken stupors, stealing wine, and dancing on the stage and trying to plant a kiss on the tavern keep. Suffice to say, we had to vouch for him and promise to keep him under control because he was technically barred. But yeah, we managed to stay the night in our usual room, 200 coin, and we set out this morning with a couple of things to do. The first one involves the Valiant Trading Company, hence why Fedoran's got his fancy clothes on.
Yeah.
Rather mortifyingly, he forgot to don his more elegant attire for his meeting with the Queen. You shall have to rectify that next time. It gave him certainly a restless night. What will she think of him, coming in mud-spattered robes and a hat without a feather in? It was just a massive miscalculation. Anyway, let's go see if we can find Pallegina. Aha! Front and centre.
Yeah, sure.
Ado, Watcher. The Cantanichesi sent for me. It seems the Republics have need of me again, thanks to you.
It is difficult to read her expression. The corners of her mouth briefly twitch into a smile, but there is worry in her eyes.
Do you have need of me?
Nah, I don't think so. You proved to be quite the handy fighter, Pallegina, in our previous travels, oh. I could always use somebody with those skills.
Good.
Oh. Okay. So we can go Paladin, we can go Crusader, which is Paladin Fighter, or we can go Herald, which is Paladin Chanter. We're not going Paladin Chanter, but it's kind of interesting. Should we go Paladin Fighter? Or Paladin? I mean, we've got a fighter in Adair, so we'll go with pure Paladin, I suppose. Okay, so it looks like we might have gathered all of the recruitable party members at this point. I think there are 7, if I'm not mistaken, and we have 7, so that's probably why we got some Beras blessings out of that. But for the time being, she's going to stay where she is, and yeah. As I said a couple of sessions ago, we're going to rejig the party every so often to give everyone a chance, but we will have our favourite party setup that we will use for the most part. Well, that was a lot quicker and easier than I thought it was going to be. Fine. What we'll do then is we'll go back to whence we came and back to the Gullet for further investigation into Delver's Row. Alright. So we are here during the daylight hours, which means that we first of all have to turn our mobile phone onto silent. Candle sin. Which means that we are able to see the state of affairs here more clearly. Which I'm sure we wouldn't wish to do, but that is how things stand at the moment. Right, so this is Bia's home, so we'll take a quick pop inside here and see what we can see. Perhaps one of the party glancing her dashing into this building last night. And she is not looking like a happy bunny, is she? She's slicing away at some clothes on a line. And
Was taking Bataro not enough for you?
Plenty of children here. I think she has us confused.
Yep. Got it.
I think Fedoran should also change out of his fancy clothing whilst we're here. Anybody wearing fancy clothing is probably a prime target for robbery, I would have guessed. A woman thrashes a row of tunics and sarongs hanging from the rafters. Her pointed teeth are gritted in frustration, her lips set in a snarl. The clothes are spotless, yet she swings a handful of reeds again and again, grunting with each blow. Several children huddle together, whispering and looking on with red, tearful eyes.
Bataro is gone. Dead. What more do you want?
She punctuates each statement with a fierce whack of the reeds. The children flinch, looking between you and the woman. Now. Take a deep breath, and let's talk about things calmly. You're not doing yourself any good. She looks at you for the first time. A fraction of her anger burns off.
Forgive me. I thought you were with the guards who took him. Other casts never visit here.
She looks pointedly at Takeo.
Do the gods pay a visit to mock my misfortune? Or is Sacred Stair overcrowded?
Forgive the intrusion. We were just leaving. That is, giving you space to grieve.
So many crowd into the gullet and you worry about space. My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
I just wanted a little bit of further information, if you wouldn't mind. How did you know the man who was lowered into the city? The old city? One of the children starts to say something, but Bia shoots him a sharp glare. She turns back to you, arms crossed, gripping the reed bundle tightly.
Bataro is punished already, I say. Whatever offense he gave, do not hang it on our necks.
She begins swatting at the laundry again, though with considerably less gusto. He appeared to be trying to tell you something.
More words. They did not save him, and we cannot eat them. I say, what good are they then?
She turns away from you, striking the sarong harder and harder. Takeo flinches at each blow, fascinated, even as he shrinks back in discomfort.
The traders say they bring riches in their big ships.
The fabric pops and snaps beneath her fury. Sweat is flying, spattering the clean sarong.
But what reaches the gullet? Only crime and sickness, I say.
She pauses to take another couple of swings. And we just continue to let her get it all out.
The Rawatayans promise marvels, strong walls, and plenty for all.
Continues thrashing, now on the next tunic.
Akira, still my back aches from building their fort, and still I live here. And Bataro said we would finally leave.
She breaks off, her shoulders heaving as she catches her breath. What happened?
I heard a Rawatayan captain took up at the tavern. Seduzo, they call her. They say she is a traitor, so I thought maybe she will take passengers. Bataro went and found her in the tavern. Next I see him, the guards are dragging him to the cage.
Well, maybe I can talk to Seduza. She seemed quite amicable yesterday evening. She looks at you with the same critical eye she's been giving her laundry, wringing and tugging the reeds.
Everyone knows the Rawatayans are made of brass. They listen only to their commanders. But still, maybe it goes different for you.
She looks around, taking in the hanging clothes, the huddled children, and the warped and splintering walls of the shack around them.
Bataro took some coin. Everything he scraped together working on the docks, when he went to bargain with the captain. I would offer it to you, but it is probably in the old city with Bataro. Or in someone else's pocket.
Right. Well, the stash of coins is the least of our concerns, and she will probably need it far more than we. So, I'll get some information here. How many of you need passage exactly?
We are 6. 3 children, 2 babes, and me.
6? Does no one else look after them?
Akira. It was so in the village, where Bataro and me came from. But here, we are all strangers. No one looks in on the sick or cares for the children.
Well, tell me about this captain.
Seduzo. They say she is a traitor, so I thought maybe she will take passengers. But she threw Bataro out. Always Bataro was careful with his words, especially as a Raparu. But a Raparu in Nekataka gives offense just by breathing the air of his betters.
So she was the one that was sat down drinking, right? Because we spoke to her yesterday. We can offer to look for Bataro, which would no doubt mean going into the old city. Not that we really want to go into the old city, to be honest with you. But let's just see what she would suggest. Yeah, she's just wait for us and wait in for us to get a bit more information about the old city. We're not forced to do this if there's an alternative solution.
I could never ask someone to go down to the old city, but since you offer... It is a big and dangerous place. But perhaps he hid himself. Perhaps... Please, help him if you can. Or bring me news if you cannot.
Okay, so not a great deal of information, but by the sounds of it, there's a possibility he might still be alive. Okay, we'll have to bear that in mind. Is it not possible for you to take another ship? She shakes her head.
Many ships leave from Queen's Birth, but the Valiants take slaves. They say the Principe smuggle goods in the caverns below, but I cannot trust such people. But the Rauataians have mighty cannons, and a big homeland they abandoned for ours. Perhaps there is more room for us there.
Right. Well, I think the first thing to do is start with this Seduzo character, and we'll take it from there. We'll do that to start with, rather than going into Delver's Row.
Wonderful news, friend Shodi. A sacred coconut beetle is entangled in your hair.
Well, don't just watch it lay eggs. Pull it out for me.
It is a good omen. Let it crawl, I say.
Fair enough. But if it gets smushed, it ain't my fault.
Takeo was quite the character, I must admit. Him and Josie haven't got off to a good start, though. A couple of little bits of bickering and whatnot.
Got it.
And she was far from less impressed with his antics when they were told to us by the tavern keep of the Wild Mare. Okay, so here is Seduzo.
What is your business with me?
Ah, yes, we meet again. Did you cross paths with a man named Bataro?
The one who threatened me. I shall not soon forget him.
Threaten?
These Huana learn too many pretty words from the Valians. You cannot trust what they say.
We had pretty words before the first ship landed on Rauatai.
Yes, but did you speak them with such deceitful intent?
Flustered, she turns away from Takeo. Please, do enlighten me. What exactly happened?
This fellow wanted passage on my ship. As if I were the village ferryman.
She tosses back the rest of her drink a little too quickly.
I told him there was none to be had. Certainly not at his price.
Then what? She refills her cup, pondering. Her hand is shaking.
He told me he had coin. Lots of it. I did not believe him. How could a man who lives in a garbage heap have enough money for passage? Then he shows me a swallownette.
Oh yes, exactly. We know exactly what one of those things is. Go on.
I knew then that I was dealing with a pirate. I had heard they were influential in the gullet, but I did not realize how much so. I called for the guards and they tracked him away. That is the last I saw of him.
Okay, so if we try and get the children and beer out of the city, they'd separate from Bataro. So technically speaking, it would make more sense to get to Bataro first. But there's also issues with that because he was condemned by the authorities to go there. So we can, if we were just to walk out of the old city with him, is that not going to cause further problems? We have to think this through carefully. So, what was the name of that quest that we just picked up? All aboard. Yeah. Yeah, so at the very least she'd want news or an update before she left, so it would be to the old city first. Yeah, that's fraught with problems, isn't it? It's fraught with problems. It's not a place that Fedoran would ordinarily go rushing to without good cause. And is this good enough a cause? Could we just not pack the kids and the wife off? It's better than nothing. The man has been condemned. Who are we to interfere in justice? We'll have to think things through as we progress into Delver's Row. Which is accessed through here, apparently. Now, we were told what specific directions to take. A secret alley, concealed behind a curtain in a merchant's stall. Okay. We may be getting our hands dirty for the first time in a little while. We've no doubt grown a bit ring rusty whilst being here in Nekataka. We've managed to scare people off with our vision, with our spirit friends, and we've managed to talk our way out of most confrontations so far. Is it going to be possible to continue along that same kind of vein in here? You enter a dim alleyway that reeks of urine and torch smoke. Long passage stretches to your left and right. Shadows move in the guttering torchlight, but they're nothing more than shapes at this distance. The chatter and bustle of the gullet continues behind you. We were told to turn right. You trudge along the darkened passage and reach an intersection. The tunnel branches off to the right. You hear the distant murmur of voices down the darkened path, but see no one. Did she say right and right again, or should she, I think she just said turn right and then go towards the merchant stalls, so... On your left is an abandoned merchant stall displaying cheap jewellery. Inspect the stall. Watch it only check. Laid out are various trinkets made from junk. Necklaces strung with fish bones and shoe buckles, and bracelets made with shards of broken glass. But the curtain sways and flaps, as if stirred by a draught. You twitch it aside and discover a secret passageway. We shall go through, of course. I mean, there could be other stuff in and around this location, but we'll just go as to where we've been told. And we slip behind the curtain into another passageway. You're walking along when several hooded figures materialise out of the darkness. Not so fast. You gotta pay a toll if you want to visit Delver's Row. Oh, I see. Good folk. Open markets are vital to a healthy economy, and would you turn away a paying customer? They look at each other and shrug. Last time I came through here, there was a man with a scar. I paid him. You telling me I'm having to pay more than once? They shrug again and stand aside. Fedoran thinking quick on his feet. Very good. You continue on and the rust stone changes to smooth cobbles under your feet. One lamplight shivers ahead, as yellow and tremulous as fear itself. Before you is a narrow cavern that rises with shadows and echoes with the music of jingling coins. And so we enter Delver's Row. Without incident, thanks to Fedoran's good, quick tongue. Ooh. Let's have a look at trade secrets. So we've located Delver's Row, but still don't know how the black market is supplied. Showing the prince's medallion to any of the merchants could offer me a lead to more information. Also, getting close to Dario the Lean might help me understand. So we're looking out for somebody called Dario the Lean. We need to give the medallion or show the medallion to merchants. So merchants, Dario the Lean, and medicine. So we need to find the medicine in a shop. Right, okay. Delver's Row, uncovered to us. It's time for old school exploration.
Yeah. No problem.
Oh, do you know what? I've just realised that in the last session we had a new member of the party join us. Takeu, of course, who we have specced into the dual class Theurge, which is a Chanter Druid. But we didn't, well, I didn't take you through what I've done with him so far in terms of his build. So I'll quickly run through that now. So in terms of his active skills, we've gone for stealth. He's a kind of a water shaper, very slick and smooth. I can imagine him kind of, you know, being able to meld into the shadows almost effortlessly, and he's replacing Remgren in that respect, so stealth for him. And he's religion, he's part of a guild, he's, you know, the water shaper's all about Ngati, so he's quite a religious fella. So we're going to go with religion, but also a bit of history as well, kind of cross between the two, because Jyoti is quite heavily religion, so he's going to be kind of 50-50. And then in terms of his build, we have gone for... He is, of course, Chanter slash Druid. In terms of his Chanter stuff, we Chanters, of course, get the invocations and the chants. The invocations, you need to chant so many times to get the invocations. So chant 3 or 4 times and you get access to an invocation. So we're picking sort of chants and invocations with him. He loses summon invocations because of the way he is, because of his the type of chanter he is. So... that's a bit of a drawback because we like summons, and Remgren was a specialist in summon and controlling beasts, so we've lost a bit of extra meat shield there. So there's a slight shame, but nonetheless. So I can't remember exactly what we went with actually. I think we went with weapon and shields. I don't know actually what came with him and what did we actually personally pick. I think we picked this one, reducing the armor rating of enemies. I think we picked that. That he came with that already, and I believe we've picked that as well, which basically gives us a stun a thunderous explosion that stuns the enemy. So a bit of stun, kind of crowd control there, pretty decent. And I think we may have gone for this one as well, which is also a paralyze invocation, which again, more crowd control. So the ability to stun, the ability to paralyze, and the ability to reduce armor of the enemy. All pretty decent. And then in terms of his druid, we've gone for Nature's Mark, which is also a deflection and reflex penalty to the enemy. So reflex, deflection, and armor reducing capabilities. So he's good at softening up the enemy. And we've also gone for this one as well, which is the Moon Slide, which is a rejuvenation. So again, like Remgren, using some of his druid abilities to kind of be an off healer. Going to go for Moonwell when we can get it as well. So that's how things are panning out with him so far. Yeah, I'm not liking his build as much as Remgren's, but nonetheless, it's still going to be interesting to see how he pans out, especially with some of those chants and things. So that's good old Takeu, and he does get some spells given to him as he levels up a power level as well. So. They're mainly water spells. One of the big bonuses with him is that his water and ice spells, such as say Blizzard or another one that what's the other one that the wizards have? Chill Fog. They don't have the ability to hit friendly characters. They're only enemy AoEs. So as you can imagine, that's actually really handy.
At your service. Akira, it is no problem.
Okay, so we have a merchant here, apparently.
Yeah.
Might as well start as we mean to go on. Leather and goods. Oh no. Is this yet more items to add to Fedoran's growing shopping list? An old woman stands over a table laden with herbs and spices. She mixes them without looking at her work, pausing now and then to raise a sprig or a file to her nose. You realise that she is blind.
It's the smell of cardamom that drew you, no? Or perhaps the sting of fresh pepper. Or maybe you seek something with a stronger bite.
What exactly do you sell?
Food, of course, and supplies for the road. Though most here come to me for poisons and venoms.
I see. Well, I'm looking for something a bit more specific. I'm looking for medicine that could cure Drowner's lung.
Then you'd best ask elsewhere. But careful. If the Mataru overseer hears there's a sickness, might be he has more questions for you.
Ah, I see. And any idea where I might be able to sell an expensive medallion?
Arnetzo deals in such things. His shop is further down, next to the lift.
Arnetzo.
I have plenty, though...
Okay, so this is a food merchant. With some fine and exceptional generic stuff. Stone joint, what the hell is that? Glaive berries, they're you know what? They're good for the crafting, aren't they? For the crafting of those healing scrolls. Okay, so we've made a slight bit of progress. We've got the name of somebody that might be able to tell us about this medallion. No closer to the information about the medicine, though, so we'll keep going.
Sure.
Street merchant.
Looking for something to sharpen the senses, to help you leave your sorrows behind? I got what you need.
Ooh, drugs. The local drug dealer. Okay.
Got it.
Thank you, but no thank you.
Leave it to me.
Ooh, this is a Netso. How handy. And another shop here as well. So this is Imani's Swords and Shields. Oh, I'll speak to her first, why not?
Yeah, sure.
This grizzled old Armauer woman looks like she's been left in the sun to dry. Her skin is so worn and weathered, it's hard to tell her wrinkles from her scars.
You need a blade or a bludgeon or some sturdy armor. Imani has what you seek.
Ah, well, Imani. It's Fedoran lowering his voice. I'm looking for something that might be able to cure Drowner's lung. I really don't happen to know where I might find such medicine, do you?
Then you blunt your teeth talking to me. Go and see Ernesto. His shop is just across the way.
Oh, Ernesto might be able to help with that as well. Oh, 2 birds with 1 stone and all that. Oh, very good, thank you. Well, in that case, I'll take a look at what you've got.
Old Imani's stock is tested in the hands and throats of the fiercest sorts in the gullet. Never will you find a better selection.
Ooh, the Undying Burden. Athletics, second wind. Incoming weapon damage is reduced as health is lost. And +2 to constitution. That's quite a good belt for a fighter, I would have thought. It's quite very much a dare item, is that? 9,050. Right, add it to the list. Fractured Cask. Immortal Will. Immune to interrupts whilst they carry injuries. Alright. Exceptional Brigandine. Gauntlets of Reliability. Misses converted to grazes. Anything like that is always handy. Potentially add it to the list. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Just want to quickly have a look around a bit further before we maybe go into Anetso's supplies, or do we just go in now? Nah, we'll keep looking. Keep looking. Oh, stray dog, stray dog. Algol.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Al Ghul, of course. Ooh, an ogre. What is this?
Something approaches.
Wow. What kind of a place is this? The Spindle Man.
What is this kith creature?
The Vithrak cocks its head and focuses its many eyes on you. Its strange companions also stare at you with unnatural intensity. Remember back in the first game, we helped some Vithrak, didn't we? You know, maybe that might give us some good favour in general, if word's gotten out to our helpfulness.
Look, but don't touch, I say.
Oh, I have no intentions of touching, don't you worry.
What secrets does it bring?
You feel a gentle scratching in your head. Another voice speaks directly into your mind.
Let us see. Let us see.
Yeah, the Vithrak's attention turns to Takeo, who abruptly winces.
No prize secrets in this one. Not like the others with the water sense. Their minds carry secrets of a damp cave, a hateful glare beneath a stagnant pool, a dead woman's regret.
What?
Kith hoard many secrets. The best ones they bury deep in their cities, behind mighty walls. But what secrets fill your mind?
Go ahead, I've got nothing to hide. The Vithra reaches further into your mind, plucking and picking at your memories.
A watcher, the Deerwood, the waning power of old Valia.
Keep going, it's all known.
A death, a life, a wide sea, stirred by storms and pirates and...
Eothas's giant glowing head surfaces into your mind.
Ah, a wonderful secret.
Again, it's not really a secret. What exactly are you doing down here?
We dig. There are many mines here with many secrets, many depths with even more.
A city under a city.
Another in the ruins.
It teems with young secrets, rivalries and betrayals. We seek the older secrets, buried deeper and carved on weathered stone.
Will you tell me a secret? A secret for a secret and all that?
Yes. You have been generous with us.
Ah. Hurts not to ask. Sounded like a silly question, but maybe not. Fedoran, obviously more attuned to these kind of things than me.
There is a place below the slums, old, cold, and abandoned, where the city swallows those it wishes forgotten.
The old city.
But this place was once part of the city. So was its temple, a site holy to the goddess of distant, forgotten things.
And in there is a temple. That's Ondra, right? Goddess of forgotten things? Which would be Nagati, I think, for Takeu. Potentially. Okay, there might be just a bit more of a piqued interest for us to go down there at this point then. An abandoned temple. Could house some important information for us. Okay. Turning... Ooh! Xandathus's Dragon-Scaled Grimoire. Grimoire Collection 101. We'll take it when we can afford it. Obsidian lamp figurine, which is obviously a summon thing. Summoning shades. We'll take that as well. So this is slower action speed. Or is that quicker action speed? Damage to attacker for 15 seconds when hitting melee. Ring of Regeneration. 1 health every 6 seconds. Not marvellous, is it? Mortification Bindings. What's a monk? A monk thing. A White Witch Mask. Illusion power levels. Don't think it's something we're going to wear. I can't see Fedoran being a mask wearing type. But it's quite an interesting magical item though, that we might wish to add to the collection. It's not expensive either. Okay, we'll note it down. Resistance against poisons. Could just top up on antidotes, I suppose. Spindleman's Grimoire. Yep. Thieves' Putty, of course. Healing Scrolls, certainly. Palm Slats also. I can't imagine us coming here in a hurry again. Really? So I suppose we'll get some of the cheaper things now. We can get palm slats elsewhere for the time being. 350. Can we actually sell anything? Offset this cost just a little bit. I've got so much water. I sound like 50. It's not even worth it, is it? Iron Thunderers, baby. Nope, that's fine. We'll just do a generic trade. Thank you for your patronage, sir. A secret indeed. Most intriguing shopkeeper. Certainly. Right, apparently there's a lift here. Well, there should be.
Back up. No shops this way, stranger.
The thug holds up surprisingly smooth hands, stepping in front of you.
What are you doing up here?
Oh my god. It's everywhere we seem to go, Takeu has caused trouble.
Akira, to survey the local, established...
Well, get downstairs before anyone sees you.
He tips his head and moves to step out of Takeu's way. Where does this lead?
If you have to ask. Hold a moment. I'd remember that face.
You do not have a tongue for compliments, I say.
You don't belong down here.
Hang on. You were just about to let him go downstairs. Why? Uh-oh. He grimaces at you both, his hand closing around his weapon.
Explain your business or turn around. I've had enough games for one day.
I'll ask again, what exactly are you guarding here?
You think I'm standing here so I can tell you about it? Come on, go.
How would one get permission to pass, should one wish to do so?
That's up to Dario.
Ah, I see. Fine.
Sure.
Ah, strange.
You are looking for something, amico? Perhaps I have it.
Perhaps you do.
Ernezzo has not seen you before. You must be new. New or very good at disguises.
He appears at you through half-moon spectacles. His face is hidden behind a thick but well-groomed beard, and his eyes constantly dart between you and the doorway. And at last, rather unsurprisingly at this point, they find Takeu.
Another young water mage. Come, see Ernezzo's wares. You must spend that extra coin on something.
Forgive me. Do we know each other?
Così, it seems not. The mistake is mine.
Okay. So that's the second person that thought he was somebody else potentially. Maybe another water shaper Mauer came down here, and very bizarre this is.
But how did you hear about this place? Wait, no. Do not tell me. Sometimes it is better not to know. There is something I can get for you, yes? Tell me quietly.
Right, let's just cut straight to the chase here. Showing him the medallion.
A moment.
He raises a lens to his eye and appraises the medallion, turning it to inspect its edges.
This is a rare treasure, one for which certain people would pay a small fortune. I must ask, how did you come by this?
The better question, be a bit vague about it, is how illegal goods fell into the wrong hands.
Indeed. I wonder this myself. A hull is only as secure as its planks.
He folds his hands and looks over you at the top of his spectacles.
Which is why I'm most eager to know how you acquired it.
can't remember if we can attack him. Well, I'd rather keep my horses close to my chest at this time. I know you're just the middleman in all of this. How about you point me to those certain people? You get my drift. He pauses, considering your suggestion.
You might speak with Dereo the Lean. He would be interested to know that such goods are drifting.
Where do I find him?
To find him, leave Delver's Row. Go right out of the market stall, then left at the intersection, and left again.
Oh, we've lost a badge. Right, so we leave Delver's Row, go right out of the market stall, and then left and left again. So right, left, left. Right, left, left.
But you did not hear it from me, Aimiko.
Oh, of course not. Heard it from who, exactly?
Was there any other business you wish to discuss?
Yes, now that we've got that little awkward situation out of the way, I turn to another one. I need medicine for Drowner's lung.
Eh? I hope you are not ill. But never mind. If the Mataru come asking, I will not tell.
He winks and taps his lower lip, backing away from you just a little.
But Drowner's lung is very serious. Very deadly. The cure is not cheap. But how can one put a price on good health?
He grins marvellously and waggles 8 fingers on the countertop before you.
If the price seems high, there is a certain little favor you could do for me instead.
I see. I mean, I can obviously afford, Fedoran says, fluffing his hat, the 800 coins. But tell me about this little favor first.
There is a certain merchant here who needs to not be here.
Ah, I think I might have an inkling as to who that merchant might be, but please do go on.
This merchant runs a shop at the end of the street. People know it as the Spindleman. If you get rid of it, then I will give you the medicine.
Hold on, not so fast. Do they call him that because he carries a spindle, or because he's got spindly legs?
Spindly legs. Be quiet. Goodness me. Please, tell me, what do you know about this Spindleman?
Merle, it is a dangerous pest. When it dug its lair, it did not even ask permission of their... of the boss.
The bark beetle makes no appeals to the sparrow, I say.
Is that all? Anything else you might be able to tell me? Bearing in mind I'm trying to get rid of this creature, any piece of information would be most helpful. He shakes his head.
They say it is a mind reader. We in Delves Row are simple folk, quiet folk. It does not do to have a mind reader nosing among us. You understand me, yes?
I understand you exactly. Right, leave it with me. I shall get back to you. But first, let me see your wares.
Of course. Only do not tell anyone where you got them.
Okay, so I think what we need to do is, before we even get rid of him, we need to speak with Dereo. Because the Spindleman didn't ask for Derio's permission, so Dereo might be able to give us some more information, or even a reward for getting rid of him as well. And of course we need to speak to him about the medallion. So before we get rid of the Spindleman, we'll certainly check in with the big boss man, which is right and then left and left again. Right, we've got Garari Cuirass, which is a rather expensive piece of armour, but it's got a high damage rating, even though it's only light armour. Very quick recovery time. It's legendary armour. Garari skin also, so it's a heavily armoured light piece of armour, this would be very good for Jyoti, to be honest with you. High armour for her melee priest style, but it's light enough for her to cast her spells quickly. It's pretty good, pretty nifty. Very expensive, of course, and we'll start reading. We'll read these descriptions as and when we buy them. But 29k, jeez Louise, that's expensive. This is a two-handed red hand arquebus. Nobody's using arquebuses at the moment. And we've got a variety of different little bits and little bats. But yeah, that armour, good grief, that is nice.
Come on, let's get a drink of firmness.
Oh, there's an inn.
Early.
There's
We'll
an
go
inn
when it's
here,
dark.
apparently.
Fine. I don't know how you tell down here.
A harsh medicine. Oh, we can maybe steal the medicine.
No problem.
Interesting. Bit of theft. Would we wish to resort to a bit of theft down here? Bit of Robin Hood. Stealing from the... well, not stealing from the rich to give to the poor, but stealing from the ne'er-do-wells to give to the needy. Rust. A figure in the shadows looks up at your approach, pursing his lips together in a crooked line.
Think you made a wrong turn, Bilger. You don't belong in the row.
Ah, I see. Bilger, the name's Fedoran, though.
I know who you are. I make it my bag to keep my eyes on the new fish that end up in the gullet. You're the type of scab that bores me. Feel free to piss off.
You spoke to me. Not the other way around.
Sure.
How does this go, then? Dead-end alleyways. Mr. Rust. How very bizarre. Okay, so there doesn't appear to be an inn here. There is something back there, but we can't get there. So to speak to Dario, we might get back there. We also need to speak to him about the black market business, and he will also be able to maybe tell us a bit more about the Spindle Man, which may get us the medicine. So ultimately, next port of call, I think, is to speak with Dario. And for that, my friends, we will get to that in the next session, because we're just straying over the 54-minute mark. So, yes, join me next time as we head to find Dario and hopefully bring our time down here in Delver's Row to a rather abrupt end, because it's a bit grim, isn't it? So until then, see you soon.